Good morning, good morning, good morning from Chiang Mai, Thailand. How are you guys doing this morning? Hopefully you can see me. Hopefully I'm not frozen because from the looks of things, I might be frozen. So let's see if I catch up. Let's see if anybody pops in and lets me know if I'm frozen. Oh, there it is, movement. Awesome. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. Hey, Miss Lane, how are you this morning? Good to see you guys. Thank you for being here. So let me introduce myself real quick and tell you guys what all the shenanigans is over here on the other side of me here. My name is Kelly McRae, and I am the force of nature that is giving lupus fits on the regular. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm taking people like me who have been told to go home and collect disability from coping to cash flow. And the way that I'm doing that is with what, again, you've got happening over here is called the storm shelter. So this has been a labor of love for me, guys, and I have been battling day and night through hospital stays. I'm squeaking this morning. I had what I call a rock and roll night last night where there's so much pain, all you can do is rock and roll. On those nights, I just grab my computer and I work and I try to, work through the distraction so that I can get the storm shelter up and running so that people can start to benefit, so we can start truly helping people pay hospital bills from hospital beds. Now, let me tell you guys exactly what the storm shelter is and what it does. And I am about to open our first session is scheduled for the 26th of the month. I'm very excited about that. We've got our first expert in the storm shelter to teach you how to go again from coping to cash flow. So what happens in the storm shelter basically is I bring in experts who are, some of them are 6 and 7 figure income earners. Some of them have just been, they've got a proven track record. They've been doing what they do for years and years. Excuse me. And they know exactly what they're doing and they're able to guide us on what to do. So last year in February, thank you for sharing, Lane. Last year in February, I was diagnosed with lupus. Guys, excuse me, I got to get a sip of this water. Sorry about that. So I was diagnosed, and before that, I was a 6 figure income earning real estate salesperson who was getting, loving the job that I was doing. And because of the diagnosis, I was forced to walk away from the career that I actually loved and that I had taken 17 years to build. And what I found was I needed a way to pay my healthcare costs, because once you lose your job, your insurance goes away. You go on, and they tell you to go on disability, but disability does not happen just because they told you to go apply for it. I'm still waiting on a decision, well, a year later. So I had to find a way to still make sure my bills got paid. And what I did was I took to the internet. I learned how to make passive income online. And I realized through sharing through Periscope and Facebook and all this, that there were a lot of other people who were like me who could not figure out, it's like, okay, we got to transition home, but we're not getting disability as of yet. We no longer have jobs. How do we make those ends meet? And starting an online business is such a low barrier of cost to enter that it just seemed like, a no-brainer for me. But I can tell you that through learning what you do online, there are a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of potential. There are a lot of different things that you could be doing, and I want to shorten that process for you. So that's what the storm shelter does, is people that have a proven track record come in and they teach us live in living color, if you will, and you get to actually ask them questions. So you have a live Q&A. And then they have, a lot of times they have different programs going on, or they have different books that they can share with you that will help you, fine tune that process. So they will be offering us exclusive discounts on those things. And then I also have a way to find out new productivity tools that are just about to hit the market. So again, when things are at their introductory prices, you actually get the lowest price possible. So there'll be those things. And then there's going to be the lesson archives, where if you missed, something, you can always go back, you can review and see what, what was there available. And then there's the Facebook groups. So that's what's going to be available inside the storm shelter. Now, I first guessed that's going to be in the storm shelter is a six-figure podcaster. Her name is Katie Kremitzos. Katie actually has three different six-figure businesses that she's built over the years. She started her podcast in 2014, and she's 3 years later she's a six-figure podcaster. The name of her podcast is called Biz Women Rocks. So you can visit her at bizwomenrocks.com if you want to kind of see the caliber of people that I'm putting into the storm shelter. And she's going to be sharing with us on the 26th. So if you guys are interested, go ahead, go to my website below here, kellymccrae.com, and check out the video. Thank you, Lane. And see who's, and put your name on the list, get notified first, and get into the storm shelter and learn these skills, learn how to, from successful people. A lot of times we'll be out here and we're talking to people who are kind of halfway doing it. Like me, I'm a hobby person, which is how this idea came up, because I started getting people asking me, how are you making a living? How are you traveling? Like I've shared from Malaysia, I've shared from Hong Kong. I'm sitting here right now. I moved to Chiang Mai, Thailand. How I went to Nicaragua. They were like, how are you doing that? And I've done that basically because of, being frugal for one, but also in trying to build passive income. But I've done it as a hobby. It wasn't something that I could sit down and totally teach you every single thing about. So I wanted to go out and find people who could. And I wanted to find people who would shorten my learning curve, to be quite frank with you, because, unfortunately, when you're starting out, your passive income is tiny. It's little passive income. And so I have little passive income, enough to do what I need to do. But, I've just had a major hospital stay, which cost me, almost $2,000, a big chunk out of my savings. But the good thing is that that's paid for, it's done, no new bills. But the point is that you want to be able to build that. You want to build that as quickly as you possibly can, and as effectively as you possibly can, as efficiently as you possibly can, and at the lowest costs. And that's why I look for the introductory things that may help us. That's why I look for the exclusive discounts. Guys, I will pinch a penny until Abraham Lincoln is screaming for mercy. I will tell you that right now. And so therefore, that's the way that I've tried to set this up. Even the costs of joining the storm shelter are very, very reasonable, especially for what you're getting. Again, this lady that we're bringing in first, three, not just one, and they're all online businesses. She's got her podcast that she does. She has an organization which they do live and online called tbbo.org, which stands for Tampa Bay Business Owners.org. And they do live events similar to what it is that I'm doing here. And then she and her husband have something they started, I guess, a few years ago called PodFest. It's a conference that they do, and it is growing by leaps and bounds. So if you want to learn anything about podcasting, then you should listen to her. But then also the other really cool thing about her is, again, her podcast is called Biz Women Rocks. She has interviewed almost everybody that is anybody as far as big names, as far as women are concerned in the online business industry. So tapping into her has allowed me to tap into some other really cool, awesome people. So the storm shelter is really going to be great, guys. So again, on the 26th is when Katie will be presenting. And if you want to get in, again, go ahead, visit kellymccrae.com. Make sure you get your name on the link, guys. Share this out. This is good information, especially for those of us who are battling chronic pain, chronic illnesses, autoimmune diseases, that have disabilities that have sent us home. We do not have to be without earning power, and we do not have to be without business potential just because society sometimes has written us off because we went home to collect unemployment. Hey, Benicia, does not mean that we are not powerful people, and therefore we can build our own futures. Just because we got sent home does not mean we got sent into poverty. So again, come on into the storm shelter, learn these lessons from these industry experts, Again, 6 and 7 figure income earners I've got happening, guys. And some of these people, hey, lady, and some of the people are again very consistent. Like I've got several yeses, waiting to get some of them on the schedule. Some of you guys may know Andy Do from here on Periscope. He actually lives here in Chiang Mai. He is an Amazon. He does fulfillment by Amazon. He is not a 6 or 7, well, he may be a 6 figure income earner. I don't really know. He's been doing this thing for 7 years. So who do you want to learn Amazon FBA from? Me, the hobby person, or Andy, who's been doing it for 7 years? So Andy will be doing a stretch, if you will, in the storm shelter as well. I've got some great people, guys, and they're coming to us. Like I said, they're going to be live doing their sessions. They're going to be doing live Q&A. So come prepared. I'll announce again, if you put your name on this list, I will be letting you know ahead of time who is coming so you can prepare your questions and come in ready to hit the ground running. You know, I will tell you, working in online business, it is a business like any other business. You got to put in the work, but the passive income, if you're laying up in the hospital, when I was in the hospital a few weeks ago, there are pictures posted on Facebook of me attached to oxygen, puffed up on prednisone, big old smile on my face, because I knew that while I was laying there, that at least some portion of my bill was being paid because of the passive income that I've built up working in online business. These people can shorten the learning curve for you. They're doing it every single day and doing it phenomenally. And I am bringing them to you live and in living color as often as I possibly can. The goal is to bring them every week, but starting off, we'll see how that goes because, again, I'm still pitching and praying, so to speak. Thank you, Benicia, for sharing. And I ask that if you guys are watching this on the replay, please share this out. Again, I really do appreciate it because this is going to be something like you've never seen before, especially for those of us that are battling chronic pain. We get to work, guys. We get to collect that disability and we get to collect the passive income. We get to learn new skills and we get to create our own destiny. One of the medications that I take was like not a 1 month supply, 940, almost $1,000 back in the States. It's cheaper here, but imagine having that bill come to your house and lupus kills. So you've got, I mean, when I was in the hospital last, it was for a swollen heart, swollen lungs, and a swollen liver. And my platelets were so low, they wouldn't even let me brush my teeth because had I scratched my gums, I could have literally bled to death. So lupus is serious. So those medications are serious. And $1,000 a month and you still haven't paid your mortgage payment. You still haven't paid your car payment. You still haven't bought groceries. You know, so being able to establish, excuse me, passive income is huge for someone who has those extra mounting bills. So I just wanted to come on really quickly and share this. I will be back here consistently. I've been off for a while because obviously I've not been feeling that well. But you know, when I can be here, I will. So I will be back here doing my best to be consistent again. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing this. I will share more about our guest in the coming days so that you guys can feel cozy and comfortable about purchasing a ticket to come and see what she has to say and learning from her, especially if you're interested in podcasting. So I am going to sign off because I need to go get some breakfast and I'm starting to crack up squeaky, squeaky, squeaky even more. So I will see you guys soon. Have an amazing day and thank you for being here. Bye.